Isaac Guerendo stepping up. A lot of people on this team not stepping up. This is a team that's, to me, defined by underperforming over the first half of the season, 4-4. You predicted it, but a lot of people didn't. I don't think the Niners saw this coming. So it's important to point out people who aren't underperforming. And Isaac Guerendo through 8 games is way better than I expected he ever would be, let alone this early in his career. Let's give Isaac Guerendo all the props.
Yeah, man. So Isaac Guerendo was somebody I had on my draft board, somebody I wanted the 49ers to get because I wanted them to get younger and faster. And they brought him in. And then when I got to see him run in the preseason and early on, I'm like, I don't really see it now. He didn't seem like he was reading the holes well. So I was kind of out on him. And I was concerned because, an injury to Jordan Mason, that means Isaac Guerendo's up. And I thought that wouldn't work out. I was wrong. Isaac Guerendo is a really good runner. He's still, and you can see, he seems like he's improving week to week. He seems like he's reading everything a little bit better this week than he had in previous weeks. He still runs straight up. And I don't know if he's ever going to change that about the way he runs, but he for sure is a breaker. He can break one if he gets the opportunity. And I think he's still developing. I like his personality. I like what he had to say after the game. I really like Guerendo, man, and I got to give him his props. I was wrong. I was right that the 49ers should have drafted him. I'm glad they did, but then when I saw him, I thought it's not going to work out. I was wrong about that. He looks pretty damn good, man, and it gives me a lot more confidence in this team. If Jordan Mason can't continue, Isaac Guerendo can step in and do a great job.
I think one reason I didn't take Guerendo seriously is because Kyle picked him. It's like, oh, Kyle traded up for this guy in round 4. Like, here we go. We know Kyle's track record. Oh, he never really started in college. Like, oh, he's a combine warrior. Great. And then he gets here and they give him 31 and they keep comparing him to Raheem Mostert. It's like, whoa, that is a heady comparison. And I totally see it. So I got to give Kyle Shanahan credit. Like, you wanted the next Raheem Mostert. You may have found him. Props, because you didn't find the original Raheem Mostert. That was Chip Kelly. What I like about both of Mostert and Guerendo is it doesn't look like it looks like they just run straight. They pick a line. They might make one cut, but they're not really juking anyone. They're just hella fast. They have these 7-yard runs where they don't cut at all. They just run 7 yards out of bounds. It's like, well, that'll work. That'll do the job. I mean, you can't be mad at that.
Yeah, and coming into this season, I said that this draft is going to be crucial to the 49ers' success over the next few years. And right now, it looks like they nailed it so far. It's still early. You really can't judge these guys for 2-3 years. Sometimes guys look amazing the rookie year and fall off. Sometimes they don't look good and get better. But, I mean, Ricky Pearsall, Renardo Green, Dominic Pooney, Malik Mustafa, Isaac Guerendo, Cowing, even Tatum Bethune, from what I've seen from him, looks good. So, that is a good sign. And, Isaac's a big part of that because Jordan Mason is in a contract year. They already paid Christian McCaffrey. Can they really afford to pay Jordan Mason too? So maybe Guerendo's the guy that can step in and be RB2 next year. And we'll see. But it's good to see. And I like Isaac Guerendo as a person also.
I like him too. And I think a lot of people down on Jordan Mason right now. I think Mason deserves a little credit for playing through that shoulder injury. It's clearly affecting him. Kyle Shanahan does have a history of wearing down his running backs. I think there's a place for both of them on the team. I think they really complement each other really well. And when Christian McCaffrey comes back this year, I don't think the game plan should be give him all the carries, give him all the snaps at running back. Like, that's a great way to get him hurt.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so and that's the thing. Jordan Mason, the last 2 weeks, he's been dealing with this shoulder injury, and you could kind of tell, by the way, he's not running quite as hard. It's understandable. His freaking shoulder is probably killing you right now. So this bye week is going to be huge for Jordan Mason, but it's great news for the 49ers that we can see now that Isaac Guerendo can step in and be more than adequate as a backup for Jordan Mason.
And let's go through the rest of the rookies since you brought him up. Like Ricky Pearsall, we've seen 2 games from him as a receiver. It seems like he's at least right now a serviceable possession receiver. And there may be a lot more there, but so far he's shown that he can make diving catches. He can get open underneath. And then that jet sweep was money. He really was explosive on that jet sweep. So he's a positive player there. Renardo Green has been a big time upgrade at corner.
Yeah.
Dominic Pooney's the best rookie they have. Guerendo's a hell of a player. Malik Mustafa broke up a touchdown.
Yeah.
Cowing
Yep.
seems like he actually, whenever he gets an opportunity on offense, he makes plays. I don't know about as a punt returner. Who am I missing?
So I mean, look,
I mean Bethune.
Bethune, right? And he looked good in preseason.
Yeah.
Also, Renardo Green was the highest ranked player on PFF from the game last night. So I mean, look, Ricky Pearsall, first week, he's like, oh, okay, he was actually didn't have a lot of separation, but he's coming back from his shot. It's understandable. I wanted to give him more time and see him. And then in this game, I was impressed with him. Like you said, he looks more like a possession type receiver right now. But it was definitely a positive sign. I mean, he had run one carry for 39 yards on that jet sweep. That was fantastic. So I'm very much encouraged by Ricky Pearsall, and that was the one guy we're waiting kind of to see. Renardo Green looks fantastic. His tackling ability reminds me of Diamond or Lenore. Like both those guys can tackle, which is huge. You don't often get that from the cornerback position. So you got to be encouraged. Dominic Pooney, third-round draft pick, one of the best players on the team, might be the best rookie. Excuse me, not best players on the team. One of the best rookies on the team, might be the best. Malik Mustafa is probably my favorite out of them, just because I like to see those kind of safeties, those hard hitters. So I mean, they've done a great job. Jacob Cowing, I feel like I was right on this too. Like we were wondering why we haven't seen more Jacob Cowing, and I said I think they want to see Ricky before they give us too much Cowing. And it feels like that, right? Like we still haven't seen much Cowing in the receiving game, but I think he's got a lot.
That's roster politics, though. It's like, yeah, you took him in the first round, and there's a lot of pressure on Kyle to prove that was the right pick. But man, he's missed so much time. He's behind Cowing. That doesn't mean that he's worse than Cowing. It's just that one guy's like a little bit more ready, I think. But hey, give Pearsall credit. It's like, despite the fact that he's gotten thrown into the fire, he seems like more locked in than Ayuk was. Not to knock Ayuk, he's got a devastating injury, but like Ayuk was taking a minute to get on the same page with the quarterback. Ricky Pearsall's on the same page.
Yeah, man, this rookie class might, because there's gonna be some very hard decisions to be made this offseason. And this rookie draft class makes it a lot easier for Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch moving forward.